My man said that he retired off 1.3 million.
All right,
and
stop, Brad. 1.3 ain't enough. I got 1.3 and I'm out. I'm good. I'm about to go live off this.
Like, nah, bro.
What's your walkaway number? What's your retirement number? The number's gonna be different for different people. I mean, it's gonna be different for different people.
Are you factoring in those scenarios into your retirement number?
That could run out real quick.
Been retired 7 years.
So he's about, in my opinion, 3 years away from being done. I really like this guy. Probably not as quick as I would.
That sucks.
Living in Raleigh, North Carolina with my wife and 3 children.
3 kids. All right, nah, I'm sorry. Stop again. No, bro. No. Welcome back. It's the New Rules Pod.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yo, pulled up this video. My man said that he retired off 1.3 million.
All right,
and
stop, Brad. 1.3 ain't enough. It's not, bro. In your 30s?
Yeah.
I wouldn't walk away and be like, I'm
It's
not
not
working no more.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm 38. I got 1.3 and I'm out. I'm good. I'm about to go live off this. Like, nah, bro, you might want to keep earning because that could run out real quick.
Maybe unless you got a business. You know what, y'all?
We gotta hear the plan,
we just gotta get into
still
it.
Generating.
All right,
let's see what kind of life my man living.
I've been retired 7 years.
And he's already retired 7 years ago off this 1.3. So he's about, in my opinion, 3 years away from being done.
Living in Raleigh, North Carolina with my wife and 3 children.
3 kids. All right, nah, I'm sorry. Stop again. No, bro. No.
I think we just gotta listen to it.
It's just getting worse.
We just gotta listen to it.
He just said he got 3 kids.
We just gotta listen to it.
Justin McCurry retired from his job as an engineer in 2013. His wife, who's also retired, was a financial analyst.
We made about 80 or 90,000 when we started out working per year, combined income. And then at our peak earning year, right before I quit working, we were each at about 70,000 per year. So about $140,000 per year total income in 2013.
The couple decided early on that they wanted to retire young, and their first step to getting there was to make a plan.
I put together a spreadsheet and then some analysis, and I thought, hey, great, I can retire in about 20 years, and I'm going to need probably $2.5 million. Over the intervening decade, I realized that I didn't need quite that much money, and it only took us 10 years to get to the point we needed to be to.
McCurry used the 4% rule to set his end goal. The idea is simple. You save up a large enough nest egg, invest it, and withdraw 4% every year to cover your spending. Meanwhile, your investments grow and replace the spent cash.
The ideology of withdrawing a percentage while your investment continues to grow is good. And that's what I think. It's the number's gonna be different for different people. I mean, it's gonna be different for different people, but it sounds like for him, probably not as quick as I would think.
That sucks.
All right, let me let you talk
because the problem with a lot of these models is they're like picture perfect situations. Yeah, there's the 4% rule, but when you're at record inflation, things that happen that are out of your control.
Yeah.
What if something happens to one of his kids? Like God forbid.
Right.
Like something bad. Like my dad had a stroke.
Yeah.
Even if my spreadsheet's perfect, it needs to account
It
for
didn't account for family emergency.
that goes south in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, kid having COVID plus whatever, need hospital bill because you don't have insurance no more.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay that. Oh yeah, the 4% rule. When you start to do the math, you're like, oh, it depends on what inflation is because Turkey is at some ridiculous inflation amount.
Yeah,
So even though historically, sure, inflation has been around 2%, now we're at like 8-9% inflation.
Yeah.
But Turkey, Argentina, like I've seen, like you can just Google it.
21%.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
and the wages ain't going up.
And then also like with investing in the stock market, it's also cyclical. So imagine retiring this year with where the stock market is.
You'd be hurt.
Right, because your investments are down because the stock market's down. Are you factoring in those scenarios into your retirement number?
I had estimated I needed $2.5 million. Some of that was to pay off the house, some of that was to pay for kids' college, and then the rest of it was for living expenses, to be really conservative. And over the years, I figured out that I wasn't spending anything close to $80,000 or $100,000 per year. I was spending a lot less, $30,000 or $40,000 per year after I take out the mortgage payment. So as we refined our numbers and saved and invested more, that 2.5 million number we started aiming for turned into about 1.3 million.
Once their goal was set, the McCurrys got to work and took advantage of every saving tool they could find.
Yeah, each year we were saving somewhere between 50 and 80% of our total gross incomes.
We say allocate a certain amount of your money, DCA, 10%, 15%, whatever, into investments. They're somehow able to budget and build in 80, 70, 80, 90% of their income into investments, leading to these stories here. Let's be real. Most people, 2 checks a month, 1 check, rent, mortgage, other check, take care of your life, whatever, do you or for you. Usually that second check is, you know, some of that's allocated too, right? So somehow they're finding a way to live way below their means and invest 80% of their income, which I don't know a lot of people in position to do that. My point is, it takes a certain level of discipline.
Like foregoing things like cars and.
We don't have this level of discipline.
Yeah, like we're not in spreadsheets like, like I can't go out. I'm gonna just eat like tuna tonight because I'm trying to hit my goals. Like if I want steak, I'm gonna get steak. Like right now. I mean, maybe enough of these videos, and I'll be like, you know what, Mac? Let's split a T-bone. We only need 300 calories each.
The couple still maintains a frugal lifestyle, despite nearly doubling their net worth over the first 7 years of retirement.
I've definitely loosened up the belt buckle some, primarily because our net worth keeps growing as our investments grow. So we're watching our net worth grow faster than our spending is right now, which is a good position to be in. We have too much money versus too little at this point.
That's the key. I mean, as long as your wealth is growing, you and I might look at it and say, we can grow it faster by still working. I can get with this plan if it's a decision for him and his family, but it doesn't account for what you just pointed out, which I think is a good talking point, where if you're living by this 4% rule and something like 2022 happens where everything quadruples, you got to plan for that. Because now he's saying my net worth doubled and doubled and doubled. Like, did it really?
Yeah, I mean it did, but there's a chance that it crashes, which the market is down now. So I guess my thought process is he probably just has to adjust their living expense. So you went from being like, oh yeah, we're gonna take a trip to Thailand or to Croatia. You be like, oh well, the market changed, kids. We can't do that for another 3 years. We about to just go on walks in the park.
McCurry keeps his investment portfolio simple and avoids picking individual stocks.
So in terms of asset allocation, my portfolio is about 90% stocks, and that's spread across U.S. and international index funds. And the other 10% is bonds, total market bond index fund from Vanguard. So pretty plain, simple stuff. I don't really dabble in individual securities or try to time the market or anything.
The couple's nest egg took a huge hit during the coronavirus shutdown, but McCurry stuck to his plan.
I wouldn't say I panicked. I certainly pay attention to it in the sense that I watched about $500,000 shrink in about a month. So, going from about $2 million in investments down to about 1.5 million. That's certainly something I think anybody would pay attention to and worry about.
As this video closes out, I really like this guy. I do still stand on the 1.3 is not enough, but it's because it's not enough for me.
Yeah, it's just not enough, like based on the lifestyle I want to live. So let's talk about takeaways you guys could take from this video. Mac, usually I go first. This time you go first. What are 2 takeaways you got from watching this video?
Takeaway for me from this video is the ideology behind investing and having a long-term plan. While I did initially disagree with the amount that he decided to stop working, the ideology that your net worth continues to grow based on the financial plan that you've made for yourself is one that we're big proponents of. So I salute him for that. That might not work for us because we like to spend a little something, like to enjoy the money that we're making, and we're willing to work a little bit more for it. If you have the discipline to set together a financial plan and be willing to weather a storm or two for the long play, you can use this model to get where you want to go. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, my 2 takeaways is you just got to have a plan that works for you and your temperament. If you're on his plan, a $600,000 house is not even really an option. The discipline that goes into deciding, like once you make the decision like, hey, I want to retire in X amount of time, then you do all the things necessary. And I think he embodies doing all the things. If you have a goal to retire early, even though it might not be perfect, like that vision and executing versus that vision gets you to where you want to go. Right? Even though there's going to be some risk involved, because he was like, oh, my investments went from 2 million to 1.5, so he lost 500 grand, which is what I was talking about with the stock market. You really can't rely on those metrics. Like he's aware of it and he's sticking to that plan and is willing to adjust based on what he's willing to sacrifice for and based on what he's trying to accomplish with not having to work for anybody else.
I like videos like this. So if you like content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think about our take on this. Let us know your take on this. What's your walkaway number? What's your retirement number? Are you investing 80% of your income?
What did you think about this guy saving 1.3 and retiring with 3 kids and a wife?
For sure.
Till then, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Yo.